I heard Jesus Christ Superstar for the first time when I was in high school. I was immediately taken with it, loved it. In fact, I was dating the daughter of a fundamentalist preacher at the time, a relationship I screwed up. She was a lovely girl, Candy, but I think she dodged a bullet when I was out of her life. Her dad, the fundamentalist preacher, hated it, and that made me love it all the more. That's the way it worked. If adults hated it, you as a teenager loved it. It was a rule. Now, it went on from being just a concept album, they called it, and became a musical. And I saw many, many productions of that. Did just yesterday, as a matter of fact. It became a movie, and I saw more than that, more than one time, too. I'd been going to a small Methodist church in my hometown, and I'd heard many stories about Jesus, the parables, the Sermon on the Mount, etc. And if you went to see this production expecting the same literal treatment you might read in the King James Version, you were bound to be disappointed. You might enjoy Godspell more. Now, theater is a metaphor and analogy, a reflection of life, and there are those who cannot make that leap to a world where things are often represented by something else. It was a rock opera, and a lot of people don't like that either. My mother said it sounded like a lot of screaming, and that wasn't far from the truth in some cases. But I saw in this musical interpretation of the life of Jesus, finally, as I never had seen before, Jesus as a human being who walked and talked, and I fell in love with the man. It took me a while to appreciate the deeper levels, but the man was fascinating, a bit of an enigma, and he took a hold of me. Jesus was a complex character living in complex times, and somehow it helped me put the fragmented scraps of knowledge about him in some kind of order. It helped me understand the tumultuous times that he lived in and how political his world was. When Judas says to Jesus, "We are occupied, have you forgotten how put down we are?" I understood, as I never had before, the context and the times. Now, I was by no means a Christian at that point in my life, but I fell for this charismatic, magnetic personality, and a lot of loose ends were tied up by this rock opera, some by Godspell. I know people of faith who were led there by Jesus Christ Superstar, and I am one of them. I've read reports of cast members of this production who can tell much the same story. You rub elbows with the authentic Jesus and even an inauthentic fictional one, and it moves you somehow. He made me want to be a better person. It was a convoluted path with many zigs and zags, but I wasn't forced to obey a bunch of rules. Instead, I sincerely wanted to be more like him than the people I saw around me. Now, I'm the adult, and I appreciate that our personal histories don't always get us from here to there in a straight line. I don't feel the need to fix people. They will get where they need to be, or they won't. And I know for all of my faults, I'm an example to others. For better or worse, people need to be accepted. They need someone to be kind to them. People need to be loved. They often aren't in a position to take that in, and the most you can do is just take them as they are. That's okay. Do that. For instance, some people don't like to be hugged. So the most loving thing you can do for them is not hug them. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but you need to meet their needs, not yours. So life is chock full of twists and turns, things that don't turn out the way you expect them to. And that might happen on a trip across town. You throw all the variables of human behavior in there, including your own, and you might well have a great story to tell later. You can't neglect to do things because you might fail, because your failure might lead to a success you couldn't have even dreamt of.